North Korea has tested a long-range ballistic missile.
We will not stand for violations of international law, which this launch today represented, that there will be consequences, and that indeed we will pursue together with resolve the goal of achieving a Korean peninsula without nuclear weapons. We view North Korea as a proliferation threat. Its actions today underscore our concern about its development of not only a nuclear weapons capability, but the capability to deliver it. That's what we're most concerned about preventing, and preventing North Korea from sharing that technology with others.
Will the U.S. co-sponsor a sanctions resolution?
The U.S. is working very closely with Japan, and we will be in consultation with our partners inside the Council, trying to get the most appropriate and strong response we can possibly get.
What do you make of the president's speech today, in which he called for new limits and, in fact, the elimination, eventually, as a goal, of all nuclear weapons?
He has some wonderful fantasy idea that we're going to have a great meeting next year. With who? I mean, who's coming to this meeting? And what are they going to promise? And why would you believe them? I just think that it's very dangerous to have a fantasy foreign policy, and it can get you in enormous trouble. I'm not comforted with words instead of serious, systematic policies.
The reality is that the administration has said who should run the company and who shouldn't. The administration is reconstituting the board of directors. You report to the Obama White House, do you not?
I report to Ken Kressa, the interim chairman of the board of directors, but I also have direct line into the president's task force. In fact, I have several masters. But in the end, it's about getting the company in the right direction, and that's what I'm planning to do.
Do you think bankruptcy at this point is inevitable?
No. We either accomplish this job outside of bankruptcy in the short term, or alternatively, if it's necessary, we will go into bankruptcy in order to get this job done. So you can't rule options off the table. So you basically say, we will spend time to try to get it done outside of bankruptcy, but if we can't, we're not going to compromise our goals. We're going to get it done inside of a bankruptcy. Our preferred approach is still to do it outside, but you can't rule out going in.
I do not support bankruptcy, certainly as the first, second, or third options. What they're talking about is a different kind of what they hope would be in and out of bankruptcy option.
There's no doubt that bankruptcy is a possibility. But the fact is that I do disagree with the government just coming in and taking over a company like this.
Do you think you're going to have to ask for more in the way of a stimulus package?
Can't make that judgment at this time. Again, our first priority now is just to move on the programs Congress has passed and to put those in place as quickly as possible.
Do you know, Mr. Secretary, how much money has been funneled to these banks? Because some, there are different estimates. Does anybody know where this money is and how much has been sent and what's being done with it?
Absolutely. And we know, and it's in the public domain, where every dollar is gone. And we've made a bunch of new commitments going forward to how those resources be used. Why is there such disparity with what people say about where this money is? I'm not sure, Bob, but my obligation is to make sure that we're clear and transparent to the American people about what resources we have remaining, how we're going to use those.
I wanted to give you a chance to respond to Mr. Cheney.
I think it was an unfortunate statement. And let me say, in contrast, how much we appreciate the way President Bush has behaved. He was incredibly cooperative during the transition, and when he left, he said, "I wish you guys the best. I'm rooting for you." I believe that to be the case, and he's behaved like a statesman, and as I've said before here and elsewhere, I just don't think the memo got passed down to the Vice President.